Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I have pulled for you the Chariot card for your overall theme. The Chariot is describing a way that you have found self-acceptance by no longer attempting to blend in, to be like other people, to aspire to mask your differences. Instead, you are clear that your differences are specific to your path, your gift, to what it is that you have to offer and how you participate in the community, in the world. This self-acceptance is grounding you on your path moving forward. You're clear that you're on your path, and in that way you are able to channel your vision in such a way as to move forward rapidly towards your goals. There's a lot underneath this, the ability to establish clear boundaries with others, particularly loved ones, for whom you have often put yourself aside as a habit, as something you believe you were expected to do, as a way of choosing others over self, a way of avoiding the effort that your gifts require. And you're no longer doing that. Underneath the deck, we have the King of Cups, which is describing a certain kind of emotional maturity. And it does seem absolutely appropriate that some sense of inquiry, self-inquiry, self-healing, confronting difficult experiences, or gaining the wisdom and self-knowledge from trials and tribulations, difficult challenges that you've overcome in such a way that you have matured, have become wiser, and understand that your vulnerability is truly your strength. Gemini, this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. And I appreciate all the time that you're taking with me, how you're showing up in the world. The Magician, Gemini, this is your ruling planet, Mercury, showing up as the way that others see you. So you're absolutely a thought leader, an innovator, one who tries new things, one who revels in information, sharing information, collecting information, but at a deeper level in which you're able to discern different learning modalities of others. This is really a kind of keynote for neurodiversity, the way in which you understand the complexity of individual brains so that different people are gain information in ways that are unlike others. And in that way, you revel in the multiplicity and the complexity of information, words, language, presentation styles, of visuals, graphs, charts, all ways that information can be shared, and that you can lose yourself in that, but never to the exclusion of the point you're making, the direction you're moving. There seems to be a dramatic innovation that you are being recognized for, and that you are determined to pioneer. So I see you heading up a project at the very least, a group of people, a team, an organization, in terms of finding new ways to do more with less. In the first house, the Lover's card. This is another card that some associate with your sign, Gemini, particularly the Lovers as being heart and mind. In this deck, as in most, this card represents a choice that you're making. And particularly with so much power, spiritual power behind you at this time, you are aware that you want to build something that will last, something that is productive and practical and available to everyone. You're making choices based on a lot of experience, many failures, many short-term fixes, and you're now understanding that it is about establishing something for the long term that is the most holistic expression of your effort, of your talent, of your gift to the universe. In the first house, in the fourth house, the house of your home, your family, your soul, the star card. This is powerful. You are at anchor within your own soul's healing development, within your private sacred space, you having come through incredible difficulties and challenges, even in the present moment of what can appear to be dark and chaotic times, you have not given up hope. You actually understand that there are many different layers to the kinds of positive effort that you and others are making. That the world is too complex to dominate with negativity, and thus your hope springs eternal. This is the balm that is now being applied as a result of your vast experience, your maturation, and understanding that if you're thinking about, if you have a vision, if you have a plan, a dream, a goal worth pursuing, that will help others, that will make the world better, so do others. Even if it's not the kind of information that we're often privy to. This is what keeps you focused and keeps you buoyed up, particularly in a time of scarce resources for some of you. In the seventh house, the house of your significant others, the Four of Cups is talking about, I like to call this card the alchemy, practical magic card. There is something being offered to you that you're very focused on, perhaps to the neglect of what it is that you have in the moment. So you may be taking for granted the support, the resources, the love, the attention, the praise that you're receiving. And you may be excessively focused on this possibility. And in many ways, this seems to mirror the opportunity that you are focused on, the way that you're channeling your own creative effort forward in order to move quickly and dramatically into a position of influencing others. However, you are scrutinizing that offer for whether it is an authentic match to you and your resources, if it really is able to be utilized on your path, on the path of your growth, in the direction you are pioneering. And in that way, you are very aware that if this doesn't match, you're able to manifest it in a way that is more closely aligned to what it is you need to focus. And some of this relates to the foundation, the emotional, the cultural foundation of your own soul, a place where you're finding rejuvenation, healing, the healing that maybe you've undergone in the past is actually helping to support you in ways that cannot be quantified in words. So fond of words as you are. But this is experiencing things that you don't understand and accepting that you have manifested them for your forward motion, for your greater productivity, for your ability to bring a team together, to move them forward, to motivate them. I hope this reading is resonating for you. If so, please like this video. Please share this with others. And I have pulled and subscribed to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate you. And I pulled the grief card. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And it's interesting, this sort of brings me back to your emotional maturation and foundation. This is built on loss to some extent. Even those experiences that were joyful, that were productive, are no longer in existence in some way in your life. You're having to recreate or create something better. And this grief has informed the direction you're moving in. Losing something absolutely helps us to see what function it provided. And even if it is a loved one, that loved one, as most of you, I'm sure, are very tuned in and aware, is never gone. Their energy stays with us. And this is bringing me into mind of the presence of your ancestors in your life, their availability to you. They are right there, offering you support, answering your questions, and being a source and a font of wisdom, guidance, and absolutely praise, appreciation for all that you do. In the first house, the Lovers is clarified by the Six of Pentacles. This is beautiful. Sixes here. This is all about balance and harmony and the way that you have understood how to build a relationship. The Lovers indicates that perhaps in the past there were assumptions you made about those you deeply connected with, the things that weren't said, the relationships that evaporated when no honest exchange was actually made, or there wasn't time. The relationships were so fleeting that they rarely had a chance to be built. But you're now understanding that all relationships, whether explicit or not, are the product of agreements. And you now understand how to build productive agreements, agreements that are flexible based on what it is that you want. Actually asking for that at the very beginning, claiming your desire, and then working from that basis to a compromise, to negotiation, and ultimately agreement. Thoroughly understanding as well, Gemini, as your ruling planet is Mercury, fleet-footed, quick to travel, rapid movement. Relationships continue to change as people change, as people grow, as goals are met. They must be renegotiated. But the importance that this is explicit, this is something that is spoken, is said, is not left to the imagination or to our assumptions. In the fourth house, the star card is clarified by the Hanged Man. Your healing process has held you in for quite a while, kept you somewhat isolated or in retreat, not because of fear, but because of your commitment to the thoroughness of this healing process. This healing process takes in not only your past, but the past of your social environment. So you're straining for a deeper understanding of the forces around you without allowing yourself to be oppressed by the amount of information. A lot of it repetitive. You've learned to screen out what is not useful to you in order to shift your perspective, to open up to the continued journey that you're on, to the way that you now build forward from a place of faith, belief, understanding what sacrifices must be made to move forward in the best way that allows you to project your authentic gifts onto the world. In the 7th house, the 4 of Cups is clarified by the Justice card. There feels to be a either a relationship or a relationship pattern, and this feels particular to your family of origin. It can be in a very foundational relationship. This can even be what you learn from the relationship with your parents, from your parents. But you have actually turned your consciousness in relationships around completely. You once felt at the whim of others. You now understand that you have a standard of value. You recognize your value, and on that basis, you understand that you are worthy and deserving of what it is you desire. You're willing to work for it, but you're also willing to advocate for that for others as well. So this pursuit of justice keeps you in the eye of the storm in many ways. You're choosing to be upfront and vocal with some particular project, the need of someone in your community, perhaps within a significant relationship. You've learned to spell out your desires, your needs, in a way that doesn't leave it to chance, as it may have done in the past, that doesn't leave it to the assumption that someone else knows better than you. Away from the idea that others can be in control of your experience, your resources, better than you can. So this is a complete about face from a kind of victimhood or passivity to a place of empowerment, getting what's yours. And in the 10th house, the Queen of Pentacles is clarifying the Magician card. Hope you can see through the beautiful wisteria and mallow and mock orange flowers I have here today. So the Queen of Pentacles is really the anchor, and this is the key that clarifies your joy, your passion in being productive, in creating a maximal harvest, in lining up all of your resources in such a way that they are highly functional, and that you model yourself on the models that exist in nature so that you're in the flow. As much as you give, you receive back, and you make space for that joy. You make space for that love and appreciation. So this is you as indeed a force of nature. Coupled with the Magician, there is absolutely nothing holding you back. You are the epitome of productivity and abundance. I'm going to finish up this reading with a crystal oracle and hope that you found this reading insightful. They're flipping all over the place, and I pulled the fairy stone, and the key word is good fortune. I'm open to receive all the goodness the universe has to offer me at all times and in all ways. Thank you, Gemini. If you've enjoyed this content, check out here for more. And until next time, namaste.